What's going on, guys? John here from The Real Talk, back again with my review for Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Star Wars Episode 8. And guys, right off the bat, this review is gonna contain no spoilers, so you guys are safe. And real quick before I move on to the review, I just want to mention, that I might do a spoiler review. It might be up later on today if I do one. But I also do have a lot of other Star Wars content on the channel and on another channel, which I'm going to get into a little bit. And on my channel, I have my reviews for Star Wars Episode 1 through 7. So if you guys want to check them out, feel free to do that. And I also did a few collabs with my good friend Adam from Almost Sideways. He has a great channel. If you guys not checked him out yet, he's a hardworking YouTuber. He's a great guy as well. Go check out his channel. But we collabed on my channel. We did our top 5 Star Wars characters. On his channel, we did our top 5 Star Wars moments. So if you guys want to hear my thoughts a little bit more on Star Wars, the universe and stuff like that, those links are going to be in the description down below as well. And I also collabed with him and a bunch of other YouTubers, and it's a really great video. It's 2 parts, and it's what Star Wars means to us, what Star Wars means to me. So I'm in part 2, and link to that is going to be in the description below as well. So finally, with all that out of the way, guys, I just wanted to know, because just in case this is my last Star Wars video, there's other Star Wars related stuff that I've done if you guys are interested. So getting to the review for Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I'm very confused, but at the same time I'm not, about how the reaction to this film has been. It's been the critics love it. I think it's at 98% and Rotten Tomatoes 90 something. I'm not quite sure. But it's really high up there. But me, Rotten Tomatoes isn't really, it's just a site, I don't really, So for me, to be honest, guys, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. It's probably in my top 5 Star Wars movies. That's probably another video I'd want to do later on in this weekend, my ranking. So maybe check out for that. Not sure. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys want to see that. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. There's just I think a lot of risks that were taken by Rian Johnson and his team and stuff like that, and Kathleen Kennedy. And that's why people are up in arms, like, hey, this is supposed to be like this, or something, whenever there's risks taken in anything, the iPhone X, there's going to be a lot of, backlash, or, there's going to be a lot of conflict. So, but I don't want to, maybe I shouldn't have said like that. I don't know. I probably worded it wrong. But let's get to my opinions, guys. I loved it. Again, if you guys seen my Star Wars Force Awakens review, I love these new characters: Rey, Poe, Finn, and Kylo Ren. They're all great characters, and I feel like they all get their time to shine in this film. But real quick though, I do have a few negatives, and it's just one scene in particular. I told my buddy when we saw it, he actually had a problem at the beginning. It kind of was slow, but for me, it kind of slowed down in the middle. And if I do a spoiler review, I'll probably talk about it a little bit more. But it's nice to see, because I talked to a few friends afterwards that they've seen it on their own and stuff like that, and they agree with me. So it's nice to see that I'm not the only one that kind of thought that this film kind of holds in the middle, and it's because the film is kind of like, I don't want to say too much. It's kind of like its own. It's the film, and then this one just feels like something else. It doesn't feel like a different film. The characters are there, but it just doesn't mesh well. But other than that, I mean, all the other risks that were taken with the film, I didn't have a problem with it. I actually really liked some of those risks. I really liked that they expanded on some things, and it just makes this universe, for at least in my opinion, a little bit better. It kind of, because we never really knew everything of those things that they expanded on. So the fact that these things happen, and these characters do this and stuff like that, I thought that was really interesting. And yeah. So with that being said, guys, I didn't those risks didn't really bother me. Just, I think the only negative I have for the film is that whole little thing, subplot or whatever, if you will. And then 2 characters. But other than that, guys, I mean, the cinematography in this, Rian Johnson, I gotta talk about Rian Johnson real quick. Rian Johnson is an amazing director. I loved his films. I haven't seen Break though. I loved his previous films though, and I was so excited when he was brought out to direct this film because he's such a unique director, and I loved everything that he did in this movie. He directed this movie beautifully. There's some great cinematography in this as well. Some beautiful shots, some really creative decisions with some things too. I don't know if it's considered a spoiler, so I don't want to get too some certain little details they do in like little some planets and stuff like that. They're on. I guess cinematography wise or look wise was really well done. I really like those choices. Special effects wise, I thought it was really well done this time around. I thought in The Force Awakens, Snoke kind of, maybe it's because he only appeared in hologram form, but in this one, we you've seen him in the preview, so it's not a spoiler. But other than that, like the special effects were really well done. And right after, I don't know why I thought about the Porgs, right? Like maybe because they're CGI characters. I don't even know. I think this is what I like. I don't know if I mentioned this in my Star Wars Force Awakens review, but I like that these new the sequel trilogy is using a well balance of special effects and real practical effects. Like I feel like they're really meshing them really well, and when their special effects are really well done, it's even better. So I don't even know if the Porgs were special effects are actually there, because in some scene, like I don't know, that's how good that's a good the effects are. But the Porgs, obviously, when I first saw that shot of the Porg right next to Chewie, I was like, man, this is the whole Ewok situation again, where they're putting this just for toys, and maybe they did, but at the same time they weren't really. Damn, I don't want to go into it, but they weren't annoying. That's all I would say. They weren't annoying at all. And something I can say about the movie that was really funny as well. There was one little gag in the beginning that, again, if you see my Force Awakens, maybe you kind of review, if you guys can kind of tell what I'm kind of going for, what joke I'm talking about. But it happens at the beginning of the movie, and it's just, I don't know, I think for some reason it's just strange for me. It's like right off the bat, like Star Wars, something like that. It's not in the beginning, but it's somewhere there, and it worked, but at the same time, just like this was a joke. Like you can tell it was put here for a joke, and like I like that natural comedy, which the rest of the film did really well, and it didn't really bother me. So yeah, guys, I can't really go into too much about the characters or anything like that because it's a spoiler-free review. But I loved it. I loved all the character decisions. Some characters, like Kylo Ren, he's just an amazing character. From The Force Awakens to this and everything that happens, and Rey too, and Finn. Finn had some great moments too. I don't want to say too much about Finn, but there was one particular scene at the end that really surprisingly got me. I didn't know it was gonna affect me that much. But yeah. So overall, guys, the cast, the new characters too as well were really well done. There was one in particular I didn't really like, but they didn't really bother me. I always feel like kind of weird when they add new characters to these films. Kind of like, oh man, like they're gonna bring the film down. I think Jar Jar did that to me. But yeah, guys, overall I really liked it. The score too, real quick. I thought it was a little bit better this time, but for me it just didn't contain a lot of standout themes. But again, maybe when everybody saw the first original trilogy, they didn't think much of the score. But then with time and stuff like that, maybe we start humming these new songs and stuff like that from John Williams. So but I think it did get a little better. I noticed the score in some scenes, and like, what, this is a really good score for this scene, and going along with that, Rian Johnson, going back to him, man, like there's just some scenes that really had me on the edge of my seat, and he does that so well, and I really like that he was able to give us that type of like intensity in these scenes, some scenes. But overall, guys, I don't know what else to talk about without spoiling anything, but I really enjoyed myself watching Star Wars The Last Jedi. So if I had to give it a score, so I'd give Star Wars The Last Jedi an 8 out of 10, guys. I really like it. I really like some of the character decisions, and some of a lot of surprises in this film, a lot of twists and turns. It was just a ride. It was for me, Star Wars has always been that blockbuster type of movie, but with heart and more meaning to it than what it really is. So This one was no different, and I really dug it, and I'm liking this sequel trilogy as it goes on more and more. So all right, guys, let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. Please don't spoil anything for those of us for those of you guys who have not seen the movie. And yeah, if you guys want to follow me outside of YouTube, you guys can at The Real Talk with 2 Ks. And as always, I'll see you at the movies. Later.